What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to check out the Xerneas counter guide in Pokemon Go to make sure you guys are ready, prepped to go for the brand new Fairy Generation 6 Raid Boss in Pokemon Go. So, welcome to the trainer club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, are you guys excited about a new Raid Boss in Pokemon Go? Man, oh man, am I excited. So today what we're going to do is we're going to break down the counter guide. I'm also going to put out an excellent throw tutorial for anybody out there because it's going to be the first time ever that this Raid Boss comes down. So if you guys do want that, please make sure to check out this playlist. It's going to come out, or just stay subbed to the channel. And number 3, we're also going to do a best of the best video on this Pokemon because as of right now, it has a unique moveset and it's kind of lacking some fairy power. So I just want to wait until it officially comes out in Pokemon Go just to make sure any movesets do not change on that specific Pokemon once it does get pushed. So with all that said, guys, let's jump right into the counter. So this Pokemon is going to be out on May 4th at 10 a.m. local time. And it's going to go all the way until Tuesday, May 18th at 10 a.m. local time, which is then going to be when the Luminous Legends event Y takes over. And that's going to be when Yveltal comes out. So if you are in the United States and you are in a Discord with other people from around the globe, you will be able to raid for it early and you will be able to raid for it later. Same with Yveltal. That's why I say always get into my Discord. Great global rating in there. This Pokemon is going to be an all fairy type Pokemon. It did have incredibly amazing stats, but they have been quite a bit bumped down. So it's going to max out now at level 50 at 4275. It's going to have an attack of 250, a defense of 185, and a stamina of 246. So the stats are still pretty good. Being all fairy type, it is going to be a combination of steel and poison as far as its 2 weaknesses, and they are only single weakness, so that's definitely something we're going to take into account. And it's going to be double resistant to dragon, single resistant to bug, dark, and fighting. So not a crazy amount of resistances, but it does have some pretty impactful ones. And then the weaknesses are only 2, which is pretty impactful, but then that means everything else is going to hit this Pokemon neutral. So it's definitely something that we are going to consider highly. And then as far as the 100% IVs, because we all do want to know that, not only that, guys, remember when you are catching raid bosses, you do get guaranteed 3 XL candy per catch. So this Pokemon, I believe at some point will come back with some type of fairy quick move or a stronger move in the fairy category as far as the charge. So stocking up on some XL candy would be impactful. If you do get 100% IV, you happen to max that out. You can always Elite TM it later if that's something you do desire, but there's no rush to put these Pokemon all the way to level 50. Just pointing that out there because you never know what's gonna come out. You never know, maybe you get a Shundo at some point in the future, and although at some point it may be useful, wait until it is useful before you max it out and use your resources. So as far as the 100% IVs, it is going to be level 20 at 2160. That's going to be under every condition but one condition, which is going to be cloudy weather at 2701 level 25. And I just want to let you guys know that on all my social medias, I do put out counter guide quick references as well. Obviously, we go over the complete thoroughness in here, but if you guys do want to check out any of my social medias, it's at the Trainer Club with 2 Bs on Instagram and Twitter, and then 1 B on Facebook. And then also in the top tips section, you guys will be able to find that in the Discord. So definitely a great resource for you guys always. Which is then going to move us into the moveset. So it does get a normal move of tackle for the quick move, and then it gets Zen Headbutt. I'm going to put an asterisk on the Zen Headbutt because Zen Headbutt is going to be strong against poison type Pokemon. Think of Gengar. Gengar is weak to Psychic. So unfortunately speaking, for those specific instances, and in combination with Mega Beedrill, that is a poison type combination, Zen Headbutt is going to do a decent amount of damage to those Pokemon. It's a stronger move, but it is a quick move, so it's not the biggest deal ever, since Mega Gengar is a really strong counter, which we will check out in a second. And as far as the charge move goes, it's going to get Mega Horn, Close Combat, Giga Impact, Thunder, and Moonblast. So although Fairy Moonblast is not the most premier move, it does have a lot of other pretty unique movesets in there, Giga Impact being one of a very strong normal type move, so that is definitely something that we are going to consider. And then I also want to point out that steel typings are going to be weak to fighting, so that's something we have to take into consider, but when it's paired up with Bug, Bug is going to be resistant to fighting, so that's going to cancel out that weakness, as well as Steel and Psychic. Psychic is resistant, Steel is weak to fighting, so for Metagross, that's going to counter and cancel that out as well. And as far as how many trainers it's going to need to take down this Pokemon, according to PokeBattler, it's going to be 2.07 trainers. So obviously, 3 trainers is going to be needed at high levels, but I also do believe that under the right circumstances, the right friendship boost, the right weather conditions, you will be able to duo this Pokemon as well. I think that's definitely a video that we are going to get after, even though Metagross is going to be the way to do so in the shadow form for sure, combined with some Megas. So let's now get into the counters, starting off with the shadow counters. Spot number 1, can you guess it? We've already talked about it. We just talked about it. It's going to be Shadow Metagross. This Pokemon is going to be Bullet Punch Meteor Mash, which is the Calm Day move. It's going to have 18 deaths, 484 seconds to take it down, which is going to be the #1 premier attacker for this Pokemon. Obviously, Metagross does have a Mega at some point, but unfortunately, it's not out yet. So in spot number 2, we are looking at Gengar in the Mega form, but the seconds are quite further behind the Shadow Metagross. The recommended moveset on this Pokemon is going to be Lick and Sludge Bomb. So if you do have Shadow Claw on that Pokemon, do not TM it away, because that is going to be the Calm Day move. You're going to want to unlock a second charge move and use it as that. 18 deaths, 533 seconds. So in comparison to 484 on the Shadow Metagross is a difference. And then there's going to be 2 other Shadow Pokemon in here. Number 1, we have Shadow Scissor with the Bullet Punch in combination with Iron Head, and then we have Mewtwo in the Shadow form. That Pokemon is going to be using Psychic moves of, in my opinion, I would use Psycho Cut and Psy Strike combination. It isn't going to be strong against it, but since it's neutral and it's a strong shadow, that's why it sits in counter spot number 7. So with all that said, let's clear that out. Let's get into it with the non-shadows, including the Megas right now. Number 1 is going to now take precedence in the Mega Gengar, Lick and Sludge Bomb combination. We've already went over that Pokemon, but now in counter spot number 2, we do have Metagross in the non-shadow form. Same exact moveset of Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash combination, Meteor Mash being an elite TMable move, but it is a Calm Day move. You can't use a regular TM on it. This one's gonna be 585 seconds. It is 100 seconds slower than is its shadow counterpart, which is quite crazy. And then we have Mega Beedrill coming in, Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb combination. Obviously Mega Gengar being the most premier here. And this Pokemon's gonna have 32 deaths in comparison to the 18 on the Mega Gengar. So if you're gonna use a Mega Gengar is the way to go. And then we have Dialga with Metal Claw and Iron Head combination. This Pokemon is going to be weak to fighting because it's Dragon in combination with Steel combination, so that is something to take into account. 646 seconds, but this Pokemon also has a ton of resistances as well, so honestly speaking, like, yeah, it is weak to close combat, but beyond that, this Pokemon is very resistant in general because the only other weakness that it does have is going to be ground. And since it is a Steel and Dragon type combination, it is going to be neutral to Fairy, which is another plus. And coming in next, we have Genesect. Genesect with Metal Claw and Magnet Bomb is going to make up counter 5 and 6. You guys might be wondering why, because it does have a regular form and the Burn Drive has already been out. They are both the exact same moveset. They are both the exact same time to win, exact same deaths. They have the exact same stats. And then we have Excadrill coming in here with Metal Claw and Iron Head combination. That Pokemon is weak to fighting. And then we have Roserade with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb, followed by regular Gengar with Lick and Sludge Bomb combination. And then we have Jirachi coming in with Charge Beam and Doom Desire, followed by another Mega, which is going to be Mega Venusaur with Vine Whip and Sludge Bomb. This Pokemon is way down there. Please just use the Mega Gengar. Followed by Mega Pidgeot. Once again, you can't use both of these. Then we have Regigigas with the Giga Impact, obviously, as number 1. Number 2 is going to be the Hidden Power in the Steel type. And then we have regular Mewtwo with Confusion and Psy Strike, followed by Scissor with Bullet Punch and Iron Head. And then we have the Heatran with Fire Spin and Iron Head combination. That Pokemon is definitely going to be weak to close combat. And then we have Ho-Oh with Steel Wing and Brave Bird. And we're really starting to get down on the list, guys. So if you guys do want to pause here and see any of the more budget counters, you can do so. I obviously recommend to be as close to the top as possible. And if you do have a Shadow Metagross and you may have been considering powering it up, now may be the time if you do have already reached your Stardust benchmark and you are well over that, because the Shadow Pokemon are very useful, but they are more expensive. So with all that said, guys, now let's move into the weather conditions. So number 1, sunny weather, no effect. Number 2, we do have partly cloudy weather. Partly cloudy is going to boost the Giga Impact as well as the Tackle of the Xerneas. So Giga Impact being a strong normal type move will be very strong during that weather condition. It's also going to boost any normal type move that is coming from any counter that we have out there, such as the Regigigas, which then is going to move us into the cloudy weather. Cloudy weather is number 1 going to boost Xerneas. It's going to boost close combat. It's also going to boost the poison type counters as well, and it's going to boost the Moonblast of that Pokemon. So all the poison type counters during this this time space are going to be really powerful against this Pokemon, especially that Mega Gengar when using the appropriate Sludge Bomb moveset, which then is going to lead us into Rainy Weather. Rainy Weather is going to boost Thunder as well as Mega Horn. Beyond that, that's not really that impactful, and none of these Pokemon that we have covered are weak to either of those except the Mewtwo, so you may want to stay away from that Mewtwo, being that it's going to be a bug type move. Mega Horn hits really hard against that Mewtwo, especially in the shadow form. Then we're going to move on to two other weather conditions. We have Snowy Weather. That's going to boost all of the steel type Pokemon, so if it is snowing anywhere, which is probably semi-rare right now because we're either in the spring or the fall, most places, that's going to boost all of the Metagrosses and other steel type moves and steel type Pokemon, being that Xerneas is weak to that, which then is going to lead us into Foggy Weather. Foggy Weather is going to boost Ghost and Dark, but that's not really effective right now. And then finally, we do have Windy Weather. Windy Weather is going to boost all the Psychic type Pokemon. Anything that has to do with Psychic, this Pokemon is not weak to it, but a lot of these other Pokemon do have boosted Psychicness, which is also not really that big of a deal. But it is going to boost the Zen Headbutt, so it is going to hit with that move a little bit harder against the Poison type Pokemon. So, ideal party setups, guys. Number one is going to be Mega Gengar. Even though it is weak to Zen Headbutt, I'm not really that concerned about it. Number two, Shadow Metagross is going to be neutral against pretty much every single move or resistance, so that is a big plus for that Pokemon, and it does do a lot of DPS and times TDO, which is going to be a very good marker. And then Dialga is going to be in there as well. Even though it is going to be weak to close combat, it is only one of 5 charge moves. And then obviously we have regular Metagross, we do have Genesect, and other counters as they start to stack down. But stay towards the top as much as possible, be in big parties, take down this Pokemon a lot, catch it. We have the excellent throw tutorials coming out, so I appreciate you guys for being here. All of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody take their support, scripts, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.